Block Ram 313 back at it again because you know this is Therapeutic Man. Back again with another video. A video this time around quite different from the traditional normalized videos produced on this channel. Now, from time to time, gentlemen, I think it is necessary to talk about different subject matters. Speaking of which, the title of this video and subject is My Phobia of Cryptocurrencies. Now, I'm doing this video knowing that I won't get a lot of views. There's not a lot of interest in these matters. But what I'm looking for this time around is more of feedback from those of you in the comments section with much more knowledge on subjects like these and others than I have. And hopefully, if someone cares to do so, a response video to this one. Because I want to know, are my fears legitimate or irrational? Hence the term phobia. Now, before we get into the subject matter, I would like to define some terms just because I enjoy being thorough, or at least would like to do so. So before we begin, what exactly is a cryptocurrency? Going to Wikipedia, a cryptocurrency is defined as the following. Cryptocurrency is a digital asset designed to work as a medium of exchange using cryptography to secure the transactions, to control the creation of additional units, and to verify the transfer of assets. Cryptocurrencies are classified as a subset of digital currencies and are also classified as a subset of alternative currencies and virtual currencies. Bitcoin, created in 2009, was the first decentralized cryptocurrency. Since then, numerous cryptocurrencies have been created. These are frequently called altcoins as a blend of Bitcoin alternative. Bitcoin and its derivatives use decentralized control as opposed to centralized electronic money / centralized banking systems. The decentralized control is related to the use of Bitcoin's blockchain transaction database in the role of a distributed ledger. Now, on the surface, Bitcoin sounds like a fantastic idea, having a semblance of freedom built into it. Now, a decentralized currency, as opposed to a centralized currency, otherwise known as central banks which have received a lot of attention since bank failures back in 2007. Decentralized control means that it's not under the thumb and influence of the global elite, also known as banksters, free from tampering from such individuals. Now, of course, that is a good idea. So I'm not arguing the merits and the idea of decentralized control. What my phobia, firstly and chiefly, my phobia is that, like centralized currencies, like paper assets in which, when you put into the banking system, technically now no longer exist, but instead is digits on a computer screen, technically not existent at all. Well, Bitcoin shares the same identity in that it does not actually exist, but it is digits on a screen, existing in a computer mainframe somewhere. Although decentralized, again, a good idea. But my phobia is more along these lines. As opposed to tangible assets, as opposed to the tangible asset of the proven legacy of good old silver and gold. Tangible assets that you can see, that you can touch, that you can feel, that you can use. Assets in which has been the default monetary value system for thousands upon thousands of years. Tried, tested, and proven. Virtually lasting forever in a physical form. My fear of cryptocurrencies, as the same fear as centralized currencies, i.e. paper assets existing on a computer screen in a bank somewhere, my fear of both of these is simply this: in a grid failure and in a grid collapse, what happens to your cryptocurrencies that exist in a mainframe somewhere? Now, in my opinion, you can tell me if I'm wrong, the same fate as paper assets turn digital in a bank, the same fate that one would meet with that in a grid failure would happen to a cryptocurrency. And in a grid collapse and in a failure, your cryptocurrencies as well as your paper assets put in the bank is virtually meaningless. So this is my fear of a cryptocurrency. Now, I believe one day, possibly soon, that there will be an economic collapse, and there could possibly be one day a grid failure, whether that comes from an EMP, electromagnetic pulse from another country, or whether the sun emits its electromagnetism causing a grid failure. Your currencies or your assets that are not tangible will therefore be rendered useless. Now, of course, if that doesn't happen, no harm, no foul. Now, when we think about Bitcoin, it seems like everyone who has any financial inclinations is talking about it. It seems to be constantly trending upward, and this is a good thing. Bitcoin, I think, is valued extremely highly above value in what it was first deemed upon its creation back in 2009. And there are many people who have benefited from investments in Bitcoin. So I'm not saying that it's a bad idea, but long term, I'm not saying it's a bad investment now, but long term. Now, the trend, of course, is on an uprise. Now, me personally have not bought into Bitcoin as of yet. Probably would be a good idea. And that's why I'm doing this video, to get some feedback on cryptocurrencies. But I like to examine, research, and look at all sides of a thing. Now, my other fear. Now, to some of you, I know this may seem extremely irrational, but it is a fear nevertheless. Now, cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin specifically, seems to be a grassroots effort to put control in the hands of civilians globally. And to that, I applaud. But my conspiratorial mind, I can't help but to think, can't help but to feel and wonder if cryptocurrencies are a grassroots effort against the global elite at all. Could cryptocurrencies actually be a government psyop? Government created? Is it possible now that cryptocurrencies is a response to the lack of faith in the banking system, but still putting control in the hands of the banking system itself in a new and different way? Is this even possible? Am I being irrational and unreasonable? Now, my main point of this is, could cryptocurrencies be leading to a new wave of the future, a new world order, to push toward a cashless society itself, to facilitate what we call the mark of the beast, the RFID chips, could Bitcoin be a move in this direction to give the illusion of it being for the common man and woman and child? Am I being irrational? Could I be wrong? Now, one of my phobias is missing out on a great opportunity to invest in a currency that will only increase in value, has the potential to make some very, very, very wealthy. Now, I missed out on such a thing back in 2005, a little personal story. Back in 2005, I was doing a lot of research on investing. Had recently obtained a new job. And I thought about investing heavily in gold. Heavily for me, maybe not heavily for somebody else. I'm just talking about a few $1,000s. Back in 2005, if I remember correctly, gold was valued at about $450 an ounce, but it was under $500 an ounce. And I wanted to take my paper money and invest in gold coins and a little bit of silver too. Now, again, back in 2005, we're going to just go with $500 gold an ounce. I haven't checked lately, but somewhere around 2012, 2013, 2014, I think the last time I looked was a couple of years ago, gold was being sold for over $1,500 an ounce. I would have literally tripled my investment. So of course, many years later, I am kicking myself, saying, why didn't I just follow my gut instinct and invest in gold? Well, the reason why I didn't invest in it, there's no mystery to me. I was afraid of doing something different and something new, and I missed out on it. And I told myself, if the opportunity ever came again, if gold ever got cheaper or something else to invest in would arise, that I would then take that opportunity. But let me just be honest. Just as I was uncertain in 2005, I'm uncertain now. Is this fear irrational? How many of you guys have or intend to invest in cryptocurrencies? Now, back in 2011, I think it was, could be in 2010. No, I'm sorry. It was probably about 2012, 2013. Fellow YouTubers like I am Aaron Ball, shout out to you, and Vincent One Migto, did a lot of videos and mentioned to me that not only should I invest in gold and silver, but also cryptocurrencies. In fact, I believe it was Vincent who actually sent me some Bitcoin. Now, I did not take their advice in investing. Am I going to be sorry later? What do you guys think? Now, I think the best way to do this, since I am doubtful, is to invest incrementally and in small pieces into cryptocurrencies. In fact, my buddy Solo TV84 has done a few videos on investing as well. But I want to know what you guys think. Give me some feedback. Again, are you guys investing? What are your thoughts on investing in cryptocurrencies? Do you think this is a future trend that will be on an upswing and there's much money to be made? Am I way off by thinking this is a government psyop? Am I way off by thinking a grid failure would wipe such currencies out? So to those, I would like to know your opinion, your thoughts. Until next time, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you'd like to donate, a link to how you can donate will be in the description box. My email is blackram313@gmail.com. If you do decide to donate, I would like to say thank you. Stay well, stay red pill, blackram313, and I am out.